Lord, how do I prepare? Oh Lord.
Oh shit. Yo, what the hell was that,
Oh,
bro?
Jesus
Fucking
Christ.
Shit.
Someone's coming through the fucking hood now.
Bruh.
I can
That
go
was
grab my
scary.
fucking musket, man.
That's the last time I let you fucking drive, Dio.
You know what? I'm fine with that. I don't
Wait,
want
hold
to
on.
drive, okay?
Hold on, this is perfect. Hold on. Keep talking.
Oh no. Dude, where did he go?
Motherfucking
What
lesson.
happened? It's the gunshot.
Oh,
Damn,
man.
it's coming back. It's coming back. It's
Oh,
coming back.
fuck. Coming back
Shit.
with a vengeance.
Shit.
Come
Yo,
here,
someone
motherfucker.
knock him out. Someone knock the guy with the gun. Yo, he's shooting still. He's shooting, bro.
My gun's fucking out of my case or something.
Wait, I got you. I'm gonna knock him out. He's good.
Shit.
He's good. We're good. How's it going, everybody? Oh, it's for gunfire. Back.
God damn.
Anyway.
Pull out my fucking musket, but nah, I don't. Not in this goddamn gun case. Gotta stick to the fucking old school shit.
Yep. Well,
God damn.
anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome back to the D.I.P.S.H.I.T.S Podcast. How's it going?
I have PTSD.
Hey, everybody.
I have Nags today. We have a special guest. A special guest. You already heard him.
Oh, special.
You already see him. For those of you who are on Twitch and YouTube, but you hear him. Those of you on Spotify and Apple and shit.
I am here, indeed.
Yeah, you hear him. This is Durgon Flurgan, our boy, the man himself, D&D master, frog guy, man, dropper of meteors. This is him.
Nuker, yo daddies.
Nuker of worlds that are not his own.
Destroyer of dad.
Dads don't stand a chance when they walk up against me.
Imagine Solidus, daddy's eye twice. Okay, that was bad. I'm sorry.
I don't even know where we go off from that, man.
I don't know where I would go off that.
Oh,
But yo,
all doing
welcome.
good then.
Welcome to the podcast, Draven. It's good to have you. It's good.
No,
It's good to have
I'm
you.
excited that I'm here.
Yeah,
I've
it's
already
always
said
a
it
fucking
enough,
pleasure.
but like, now we're in it. Now I can't leave. I'm fucking.
Can't leave. You're
stuck
not
in it.
allowed.
No.
Yeah, so
No, this is my
you
hell.
have 2 hours, and you're stuck
My
in this
shackles.
plane. All right, your
My
ass is
shackles.
stuck in this plane. You're shackled.
Yeah, no,
That's it.
we established
Don't-
you
oh,
ain't
oh,
going anywhere.
Oh shit!
I heard.
He's packing heat. He's packing heat.
Scene, brother. I understand you. I understand. Oh, dude. I've been playing too much fucking GTA 4. I got little Jackie, little John in my fucking mind.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh,
I mean, speaking of GTA, bro, so like I'm super rich in GTA 5. So what I do is if I'm in a lobby and someone's like memeing on the rest of the lobby, I just go to my facility, I pay 750k and I just orbital laser them.
you just drop.
I just
the
don't
fucking
care.
meteor.
Yeah, it's like dropping meteors except modern day, you know?
Oh, dude, I remember getting that. My buddy like grinded, and then we used it once, and we're like, oh, that was fun.
You get an achievement for it actually. If you spend 750k on an orbital laser and launch it at somebody and you hit them, you get an achievement for it. I've actually shot that laser like probably 4 times. No, way more than 4 times. Probably 10, 11 times. Maybe more than that.
In my entire career, I've only dropped it 4 times. But each one of those 4 times, well worth it. That's
Oh,
a part of Los
absolutely.
Santos that can't be retold.
Exactly. But yeah,
You can just
I
drop it on the
love blowing up trolls with
GTA
just a
is
laser.
fun and all. It gets way too much love, in my opinion.
You think so?
Like, not from the community, specifically from Rockstar themselves. They showed GTA is the golden child cash cow fucking game, and
Oh,
Red Dead gets shit on.
I won't doubt on
Easily.
you on that.
But
Red
Red
Dead-
Dead's
Red Dead-
actually good.
Oh yeah.
No,
No,
Red Dead Online deserves so much more love. And then Rockstar's like, "Hey, we hear all these content ideas you have for Red Dead Online. Here's another GTA expansion."
dude, Red Dead Online's the perfect Western sim, and I remember just running around, going hunting, just doing everything I did in the main campaign. I was just like, this is fun. But like, yeah, it really needs that heist mentality, not any of the like bounty hunter shit. I don't care about
I want my fucking Undead Nightmare 2, please.
that. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, bro. My
They've
man.
been circle jerking us for that, man. They're just like, we just wait two more gaming generations, you'll be
Yeah,
fine.
it's almost
two
like
more?
people in online have found, the fucking zombie models you had made.
Yeah, but too busy
True.
like working on whatever else. I don't even know if they're working on anything currently.
I actually don't know.
GTA 6, but they're still just milking 5.
Dude, I was so mad because I remember a long time ago when like GTA 5 was not as old as it is now. Like it was like how old is GTA 5 now? Like it's been out since 2016,
You know what?
right?
I thought it was 14.
Or 14, something like that, right? So it's like 6 or 8 years old. Back when it was 13.
Yeah, 2013. September.
Jesus
Holy, so
Christ,
it's
it's
9 years
old.
old.
Oh,
So back when it was, I think it was about 3 or 4 years old when people were doing like the early leaks of GTA 6. People were like, "Hey, it's gonna be Canada." Like they're saying it was gonna be Vancouver, and I was gonna be like, "Dude, that's my
yeah, because the opening
end."
scene. Yeah, because the opening scene was in 5 in that little like part of Canada. I remember. You're running through with Michael and Trevor.
First
Yeah.
they did I think it was Vancouver, and then after they changed it to like Ontario. Like they changed it to like the Toronto area, and I was like, dude, either way it's Canada.
We're still here, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
I remember hearing that it was all going to be in like Europe. I didn't hear the Canada stuff.
It was like early leaks, like when people make up like random shit.
Oh
yeah. And then
Yeah.
like people make like those those fake trailers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Seen all
And
those for like Spider-Man.
Yeah, I always tend to end up bringing this up, but Need for Speed Underground remake. Somehow, some way, I always bring it up in the podcast. But there was this trailer made, like someone animated a trailer for what Need for Speed Underground remake would look like, and it gave me shivers, because I was like, that's my childhood right there. I love that game, and I want a remake of it, but considering how old the game is and licensing and how difficult it would be, especially for the music, no shot. Not gonna happen.
Do you remember Paradise City?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Burnout?
dude,
Burnout Paradise?
Burnout. Yep.
Yeah.
It was so good. I miss that one. That one was my childhood. That and like the original Saints Row 2 on Xbox.
I play a lot of shit on
I was over here with San Andreas and Flat Out.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. A lot of my stuff was I think through PS2. I played a little bit on like my uncle's Xbox original. He had like an original Xbox, and I played a little bit of GoldenEye, and there was actually a GoldenEye for Xbox, which I didn't know until I played it, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Just like just like a port of the N64 game.
Yeah.
No, it was kind of. It was like a full, somewhat remake. They updated the graphics, but didn't change the story.
It was actually a really good looking game. I'm not gonna lie to you. For an Xbox original game, it was good looking, and I was like, "What?"
It's still James Bond, so it ain't nothing to write home about, honestly.
Fair, but I mean, James Bond's James Bond. It's cool.
The willingness to like rebuild GoldenEye and it being that good and just looking that good, it was like, oh
Yeah.
I played the demo a lot. I remember that. But Bloodstone, I remember that one was like the lesser good GoldenEye, not GoldenEye, the 007 on the Xbox. You ever hear of that?
Okay.
Bloodstone?
I've never heard of it actually.
Sounds
I mean, my
vaguely
knowledge
familiar.
of but my knowledge of
It's
Xbox
nothing.
original is
It's
limited.
nothing new. It's just original. It's just another James Bond story. But I mean, it was solid cover shooter, had some stealth, and it had like a cool animation for combat. It was all like button press, take down the dude.
I'm a simple guy. I played a lot in NFS Underground. Okay, that's all.
Yeah.
The music still comes back to me till this day. And I'm just like, a lot of windows in the wall. A lot of windows in the wall. Or windows through walls. Either way, man. There's a lot of them.
Whatever. Dude, I just remember doing chores and working my ass off just to get like $5 to try and get a used game out of GameStop.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh man, I've got all these games I don't play. I'll trade them in. Here's $2, kid.
Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. I used to what I used to do was I didn't buy games. I didn't have money, right? I was just a kid. I was small as hell, man. Like I was like what, 5 or 7, and basically what I did was I just asked my dad. I was like, Dad, get me this game. Dad, I need this game.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe he'll get it. You know, it's like, you know.
Yeah, that. Oh, Dad, Father, please. I've been such a good little sprout.
But yeah, that was just me, right? Like, obviously now I'm old enough to get my own shit, right? I don't really need to ask for much, which is great because I don't like constantly asking for stuff, right? So it works out.
Yeah. So it's nice
Works
having
out.
that bit of independence to go out and do your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up is just getting that independence, not fucking wasting it.
True. So you gotta tell me some of your adventures in D&D. I need to know. I must know. I'm sure Nags is interested too.
Yeah, very.
I'll start with the biggest one, and when I say biggest, it's like it's obviously big. So playing through Icewind Dale, standard little adventure that they set up in the tundra, and it's like it's a really nice like starter campaign. I came from something that was whacked out and broken. People were overpowered. We had like 1,000 characters in a single world, and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't fucking do this, man. I'm trying to co-DM with a guy. It's my first time trying, and
I know
so
the
I'm like,
feeling.
yeah. And so I find this in Target. Hold on, I got the book right here. What the fuck am I talking about? I only buy the books.
Only buy the books.
Only buy the books. It's the feel, man. I just gotta remember if it's on the bottom of my stack or the top of my stack. There it is. So, we'll put it into the light. Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden. We have Ariel, goddess of ice and
Icewind
snow
Dale.
and winter. Yeah.
Why does that sound like a redneck? Like
you're gonna go down to Icewind Dale, go get yourself some
No,
tuna.
my name is Icewind Dale.
Another fucking character Vince wrote. We find out he wrote this one too.
Imagine.
Oh, God. I don't even want to imagine that. It'd be much more fucking off the wall.
Icewind Dale.
Could you imagine that? If Vic wrote that?
I don't doubt that he would try to get published by Wizard of the Coast. He could do it.
Like he wrote it and just never told us, and it has just been hiding that the entire time.
Dude, he's just a ghostwriter of Icewind Dale.
Icewind Dale.
Icewind Dale.
So yeah, fucking Icewind Dale, very simple adventure. The Frost Maiden is very pissed off with the humans. They aren't giving enough sacrifices or whatever BS. I took it my way. I said, okay, she's in line with Asmodeus. She's trying to become an archdevil. Let's go on from there. We're getting near the end of the adventure. There is this giant glacier called Reghead. They're supposed to go into it, find the hidden city underneath called Yithrin, and explore that, try to find an item to stop the Ice Maiden. Little do they know, by opening the glacier, she's aware, so she follows them, yada, yada, yada. They go into the glacier. They fight a hyena, a bunch of remoras, basically centipedes with molten lava cores.
Yeah.
And when they start getting past that, Gorgle, my orc who swings his fucking brother around as a weapon. Picture 7-foot green tough orky boy, classic warhammer speak. I am classy. I am also a neurosurgeon. It's canon. Orc that is a neurosurgeon.
He's a neurosurgeon.
He is a pain boy. He wanted to multi-class into cleric as a barbarian. And so I'm like, all right, are you telling people? No, I'm not telling a single soul that I'm a cleric. He's like, I'm a pain boy. And he had some great fucking ways to create his spells into thinking that it's just his belief. So he has mending. His spit is just him casting mending. He licks his hand. And he's trying. The reason why he became a cleric, he gained power with the god of war Invol because his brother became ill and essentially stiff as a board. Invol says, okay, I'll gladly fix your brother. Just get me enough souls so I can bring him back to the mortal plane. Right?
Ah.
And
Sheesh, man, that's where the plot thickens.
So yeah, he's basically just swinging his brother around as a weapon. 7-foot orc swinging another 7-foot orc around.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of so I was looking at Nexus mods, and I was looking at Final Fantasy VII remake mods, and there's a mod where you can use Scarlet as Cloud's Buster Sword. So, you can swing around the Shinra military or the lab person.
Exactly that. There is no difference, and it is a person that doesn't react, doesn't respond, but he's used as a weapon. He fitted him with armor to make him hit better, the whole 9 yards. And I'm like, I'm down with this. We play with a lot of homebrew, as you probably guessed by the
Absolutely.
He planned on we found a feat that allows him to take and enlarge, so he can become one size bigger. And I'm like, fuck yeah, the 2x2 orc, hell yeah. I didn't look far enough into the book to find out there is an item called the Spear of Thanalor, basically Storm Giant Spear. This thing has been riddled with enough blood of giants and dragons alike that anything that touches it grows to 21 feet. He was already getting his enlarged feet there.
What?
No fucking lie. In 24 hours or 8 hours after they rest, Gorgle grows larger. He got the spear, he pulled it out, no problem. And I'm like, cool, you start growing a few inches. And he's in this little cave system and slowly begins growing, and he goes to sleep, and then he talks to me again. He's like, hey, I was planning on taking a large. How does this affect me? I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. We're doubling that size. You become 42 feet tall.
So he's a 42-foot orc swinging another 42-foot orc.
Yeah, because everything on him grows in size if he shrinks.
So I don't like this. I
have
like
a
this.
gargantuan sized orc in my campaign, and everyone else is 6 foot, 7 foot. I have a 4-foot person in there.
That's unreal, dude.
Dude,
That's
my buddy
unreal.
Nate, he pulls out some of the best character creations that I've seen so far, and
Like,
it's all like somewhat homebrew, but
like this is like some Attack on Titan shit.
He's
no
the
joke.
size of fucking Titan. Okay. Oh, dude. He is almost the size of a character I plan on playing in my buddy's campaign. So we decided to shit around and talk, and we were like, oh, wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be funny if we were skeletons? Because we found a module that gives us skeleton races. Basically, you pick a race, and the abilities for that race are like the same, and then after After that, you add some more shit because it just says you are now a skeleton. Here's the other things that you can do. We have an entire module that's just monster races. I'm just like, what if I was an ogre skeleton? Large size creature has a bunch of different stuff that I can do with it, and it's basically just a big tanky boy. I'm like, okay, easy, barbarian. Oh, I get to be a skeleton? Fucking yes. And my buddy Nate is looking at me like, what if I was mini skeleton? I'm like, we're papyrus and sand.
Yes.
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 He is Snas. I am Popal. I am the joke writer. He can't speak and casts enlarge on me. Large size turns into huge size. We eventually just like ended up planning out like, holy shit, we can make me larger than a gargantuan size creature, which is like technically not within the books. We turn colossal. I am
Yeah.
literally a colossal titan. I think it was, what was the calculation? What are the numbers?
See,
I have
bro,
the book somewhere. I'm not-
the most ridiculous thing I could think of was because I've never played D&D before, right? Before like all like the 2 campaigns I'm playing now, and I was in chat one day. Vic is like, "Dude, Dio, I want you to play D&D one day. I want a I want a DM for you." I said, "You know what? I'll take you up on that offer. You'll be the first ever person in DM for me, and I promise you that." He's like, "Bet."
And
And
it was a damn good choice.
Mhm,
Damn fine.
mhm. But I told him, I was like, I have one condition. He's like, what's your condition? I want, and I respond to him, dead ass. I'm like, I want a stando.
Yeah, the stando.
I want a stando. And he
and
says,
there's-
you want a stand? I said, yes. He says, bet. He flavors it. And that's how Monk Astral Self happened.
Yeah, I love it, dude. It's like a perfect little like, hey, it's literally what it does. It's kind of big.
Literal JoJo character with Gintama references.
Makes me sick. Makes me sick of that.
Oh, don't worry. There will be more anime references, I promise you.
Oh, wonderful. Well, just get Trigun in there, man, at least. I'll take
I
Samurai
would
Champloo,
if I
please.
watched it.
Oh, Trigun's pretty good.
Hmm.
I'm not a big fan of it, but like, do you know Samurai Champloo?
Yes.
That's like, okay, good. Sorry,
Samurai
not to get us off
Champloo's good.
topic.
No, it's good. It's good. If I'm gonna make references, it's gonna be all animes I watched. Watch, I'm gonna end up pulling like names from like romance animes. And it's gonna be hilarious.
I swear to God.
You dive down deep. You deep dive down that rabbit hole. Goddamn. I haven't even got that far yet.
That's my main genre, dog. Romance
Oh,
slice
yeah?
of life. Fun fact: everybody in the podcast knows now. Dio's main anime genre: romance slice of life.
I dig it.
That's it.
He's a weeb, but he's a boring weeb.
I'm not a weeb. I'm not boring. What the hell?
Slice of life, bro.
You watch like some of the most boring anime.
Hey, yo, that shopping mall arc hit
I
different,
watched the
huh?
real shit. I watch the real shit, okay? Dude, I watch like okay. To be fair, I watch most animes. It's just my main genre is romance slice of life. That's like my niche. Like that's my fallback. If I'm not watching anything, that's my fallback.
Yeah. It's
mean,
like
Shit's emotional,
it's
yo.
like it's like suburban housewives in their daytime TV. I understand. It's fine.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That is the thing, though. It is the thing. You all know now. I'm honest about it. I'm truthful about it. I accept it.
I don't give a shit about anything except slice of life anime.
Dude, slice of life is great. That's if you're trying to feel.
Is there a particular reason why you always gravitate towards that, or is it just like, oh, I like it. I like how calm it is, and or how.
There are reasons. There are
okay.
plenty of reasons.
I think it's a different name for slice of life, but yeah, it's a slice of life. You're not wrong there.
No, not that slice of life. I mean, like actual slice of life.
Yeah.
That is a slice of something else that is part of life, but it's not slice of life. I mean, I watch that too, but I mostly mean like actual slice of life because it hits home because the point of slice of life is it's supposed to be relatable, right? So in some degree it's supposed to be something you can relate with emotionally or otherwise, right? So I guess the fact that I can relate with an anime, it's pretty nice to have that. So it kind of gives me sort of like that sense of symbolism to where if I'm watching a slice of life anime and I look at this character, I'm like, that's me. And generally slice of life ends up getting mixed up with romance. So, and I mean, dude, there's some good romance anime out there.
Is romance not a part of life?
It is. It is. There's a lot of cheesy ones, but there's also some really good ones.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Before I get too far, I think we glossed over the fact, Nags, you've been playing D&D for a while, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what stories do you? Because we went around the table and then we were like, oh, anime. But wait,
Yes.
oh, you gotta have stories, dude.
This is less of a me story and one of my players and how I let my players go a step too far.
I know that.
Too far, my friend says.
So for those of you that don't know, I am planning over on a Fred's. Can I say names on the pod? I
Oh,
can say
go
names on the pod.
ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay, for those of you that don't know, I'm planning on doing a villains campaign sometime in the next month or so over on my friend Vic's channel. This isn't the first time I've done a villains campaign.
Ooh.
Not the first time.
Here's where it gets fucky. The first time I did a villains campaign, because we weren't streaming it, I was like, this is a no holds barred thing. Do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And it resulted in what I expected, but a little worse.
Oh.
Someone
They slaughtered the entirety of a town guard. Proceeded to go to the mayor's house. One of our players had the mayor. You know what? I'm not gonna beat around the bush. One of my players skull fucked the mayor and then killed her.
Oh. Wow. Oh. They didn't
town.
go. Okay.
That's grim.
I can relate to that. I don't want to interrupt your story. Yeah, I still
No, that was my story.
Okay. Well, no.
Negs is like it says like the most grim thing, and then
Oh, no,
Draven just comes in and he's like, I can relate to that.
I can relate. No, yeah, I can relate. I watched. Yeah, school fucking. Yeah, man. No. So I alluded to this pre-podcast, but just to catch people up, we were talking about just players in general, and I said, oh, I've had a player who like basically was the same through both campaigns.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Last campaign was when everything was kind of overpowered and fucky. We were like level 15, and it was ran by someone else. He was Athen. He was an asshole, catfolk rogue, who just was an asshole, just stealing everything he could, just trying to get the party in trouble. Just fucking douche.
Wow.
And then the next campaign comes along, and he does the same type of character, but he's like, I'm a bard now.
Oh, dude, why would you let such a guy play bard?
Dude, it's because I've known him for 9+ years, and only just now he's starting to become a fucking doucher.
Jeez.
Like honestly. But yeah, he goes, I want to be bard this campaign. I'm like, I know this is gonna go badly. I'm gonna see what happens. Because
you're a masochist of a DM.
Damn straight. Yeah.
It's fine. You know what? I've been thinking I want to play a campaign where I can multi-class bard.
Oh, wait. Oh yeah.
So so I play bard, and then I play bard. So it's 2 different colleges.
Jesus.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
no.
There's some. Yeah.
Yeah, multi-class bard.
I mean,
And you
that'd
know
be funny.
what? There's 20
I don't
levels,
think-
right?
I
There's
took a school abroad, sort of thing.
You can homebrew it most likely.
The way I see that happening before I get too off topic is, you have your regular leveling, and
Mhm.
whenever you get your college level, you say, hey, do you want to switch this out for something? Like you're just replacing your top. You're
Oh
just
no,
replacing the
I'm
skill.
talking. I get third level on and pick my college, then I multi-class as a level 1 bard again, and then I get to level 3 and I pick a different college, and then I multi-class and pick another bard again, and then I go to level
Oh.
3.
Sounds like multiple Sounds like you have multiple character personality. It's like you have
So
this mentality
Every
of, I
single
am
one's a different
person.
college.
Yeah,
single
you're a
one's
different person each
college.
That's a
time.
fucking genius idea for a character, though.
I love it.
A bard
Anyway, yeah.
bard.
Oh, the bard. Yeah, so the bard, in relation to Skull fucking PC, the first action in session 0, I set them up in a prison because I'm like, this is an already established area of the map. They can easily just continue the stuff out of this. But what happens is they immediately start a riot. They immediately start breaking out. I'm fine with it all. The bard lures a guard into a back room, fucking beats him over the head with the mace. No fucking question about it. No, nothing. He was in for He even talked to me. I'm just like, what were you in for? He's like, oh, trespassing. I'm like, you're gonna fucking beat a man over trespassing? Gotcha, bud.
So I just counted the colleges. There's 8 colleges, so 24th level bard. You can have all 8 colleges at 24th level.
So I hear you're joining the homebrew campaign, which will be running as soon. I see. That's the only way you're getting the 24th, my dude.
Yep.
I'll see you there, bard.
Homebrew legendary campaign is
Oh.
just bard. It's 8.
It's a bard. The whole party's bards.
It's just no. It's just
Fuck it.
one bard playing as 8 different colleges of bards.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So takes the mace, beats it over the guard. I'm like, okay, what do you do next? I take his gun. Okay, I hide around the corner. If another guard comes by, I blows brain. I'm like, the fuck, dude.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and he's like, and then later they get into the town after they escape, and he's playing the whole bard act. He's doing the whole, oh, I'm playing music, I'm making money, I'm so nice. And I'm just like, what the fuck am I watching? What is this psychotic fucking behavior?
He's the Joker, but he's a bard.
Yeah, but no, he had no character. He even told me I don't have a backstory. I'm like, okay.
So dumb.
Yeah. But he's like, oh, but Namai's this fun-loving guy, and I'm like, fucking hell. So I
That's
made
just
a
a
demented
personality.
backstory.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah. So I naturally, after the decisions he's made, I'm like, I'll fucking make a backstory. But no, he chose to willingly forget who he was in the past. That was
Fair
his
enough.
backstory. So I'm like,
Holy
okay,
shit.
I will make your past.
That's
everyone's gotta
crazy.
have everyone's gotta have a past. But yeah,
Everyone's
so
gonna
later
have a
on,
story. Yeah.
oh dude, no, it only gets worse and worse. I start introducing his past. He doesn't know it yet. And there's this orc that's infected with an SCP or something. He's constantly talking about ticking and just going through. Yeah, I've made some fucked up shit in my game. It's still going.
What?
Yeah, he was infected by SCP. He's sitting there going, "Oh, the ticking. Oh, I'm going insane." That whole shtick. They met him once, and then they meet him again outside of the towns, outside of a fortress. And this is about the time where the bard has tried to side with Ariel, the Ice Maiden, the main BBEG, because he wanted to fuck her. He saw a brazier in the snow, and is like, I cast message to the figure in the fire. I'm like, okay. And I'm looking through the book to see if that is a thing. And I'm like, the only thing I can think of is this one moment when they're in their castle. She asks a question, they respond yes or no, and then they will make a DC con check in order to not freeze to death. It's an
Question.
instant yes.
Question. at that point, was he like 17th level?
Oh no, they were still like I believe at that point they were either 7th or 8th level.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then he doesn't have his and then he doesn't have his spell slot for wish. He could have made it everything easier with wish.
Yeah, no.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but he's like, oh, I cast messages on the fire. Okay, this person asks you the question. He beats the DC by 1, and so then he gains a boon of the Ice Maiden. I tell him, if you want to continue this boon, you must kill this orc that is currently suffering. No hesitation. No
Wow.
fucking question. Gorgle tries to save him. He fucking does it again.
My guy just wants to smash, and he's gonna do anything to do it.
Oh, no. This is where it gets into an oxymoron. Because he gets his little boon weapon. He gets a little, like, ice fiddle. They go back to town. Ice Maiden asks him again, snuff the fires in the town to prove your loyalty. I went from killing a man to asking him to make the town colder, that they could just relight the fucking fires. He fucking goes, she's making me do stuff that I don't want to do. That is his exact words.
That's time in an oxymoron. That's just a moron.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, this was a literal session of difference. In one session, he's made this decision.
Bro, like my guy has like multi-personality disorder. Like his character has multiple personality disorder.
I think so.
I don't know
I
what
don't
the
know.
real guy does.
He's not. I don't know what this man is, but I mean, I don't really have to deal with him anymore, so there's an upside. Now I just have this blank check of a storyline that is still lingering in my world that I'm not going to get rid of because it's actually pretty good.
Hey man, if I free up, I wouldn't mind being in one of your campaigns.
Funny enough, it's Wednesdays.
Never mind then.
Hey, yeah, no.
Yeah, that ain't happening forever.
Never.
For as long as this podcast is going on, Wednesdays are not gonna cut it, my G.
100 years. 100 years to D.I.P.S.H.I.T.S Podcast.
Imagine how many episodes would you get in 100 years?
You do one every Wednesday, so you do the math from there, and I'm bad at math, so I don't know.
Fair enough.
Fuck.
Hey yo, Nags, I need your mathematics right now, bro.
Get your big brain on.
I need it.
He's
so he's
Look at it.
perplexed. My guy Nags is just out of it, bro. He's like, I don't know, what do I say? What do I do? Where must I go? What must I do?
What universe have I landed on?
You would be 5,200 episodes deep
Wow.
because there are 52 Wednesdays in a year.
God.
Fair
Damn.
enough. That's a
There's
lot
only
of
52
episodes.
Wednesdays?
Yep.
Does that count a leap? Probably doesn't, but
Does it count?
I don't believe it. Just add one for every 4 years.
Unless the year starts on a Wednesday, then there's 53 Wednesdays.
Fair enough.
Gotta think of every
Somewhere
round.
around 5,000 something episodes.
More than
That's a
enough.
lot
is
of
what I hear.
episodes. That's a lot. Imagine it's just old people doing like a podcast at that point. All of us are like either close to dead or already dead.
To the D.I.P.S.H.I.T.S Podcast.
This
is our
5,000th episode.
What?
What?
Yeah. Let me turn up the hearing aid.
What episode are we in?
Whip shits? I slipped a shit earlier.
Dude, I wonder if there will be a podcast that ever goes on that for that long. It just outlasts like the internet.
Got it on fucking radio hard drive, whatever the hell.
Bro,
However you keep running.
we have it like just on RSS feeds. We've already moved on to like cloud computing, like mind chips and shit, and we're like, no,
Somehow get it onto vinyl.
right? Imagine by the time we reach 100 years on a podcast, literally like all our old footage is so old that um it's like what we call modern technology now is not modern then.
No, not at all. Grandpa, what's this thing? Oh, my N64. It lasted me so long. It's just coated. The innards are nothing but dust bunnies.
It's just
God.
It's just we go back to like episode like 20. People are and it's just like, Grandpa, what is COVID? We're like, don't worry about it.
We don't talk about 2020.
That was
Didn't
never
you
a
learn-
year.
Did
God,
you
no,
learn
now I'm
that
not
in
gonna get
school?
the mental image of an N64 that dusty out of my head.
You,
Like,
you
Dude,
plug it
actually-
in.
That
Oh
shit
my
has a
lord.
layer of dust so thick it looks like it has fur.
You plug it in. That just catches fire immediately.
It doesn't meet our power standards.
Well, it's just,
Doesn't
no.
doesn't even like the fans don't even spin up. It's just flame.
When the kids try to fucking play, it's like, nah, kids, this is the fire starter. Now throw it in the fireplace.
Jeez, dude. I'm
That's what
curious
it
how
is.
retro tech is gonna be in like the future, like
Mm.
50 years from now. Like, I wonder if people will collect old tech like we do now, and
Oh, absolutely.
then like
There's a market.
somehow run it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, like they get into the actual like electronics of the whole thing, and
Yeah.
like, no, I'm learning the ancient ways. It's no longer about that negative or that G gravity, whatever the fuck I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
It's no longer that null gravity. It's all about the ancient motherboards and
Yeah. Like someone's like, DDR4 RAM. What the hell is that?
searches on the Google. The Google. Fuck, I already sound like I'm 60. Fuck.
Dude, by the time it's like 50 years past, it's not even gonna be Google anymore. It's just gonna be Gerald or
The
Opera
good-
GX. I don't know.
By that point, we'll have moved on from the Quest 2. It'll be the Meta Mission 3.
We'll
This is
already
Zuckerberg's
have like
quest for life.
full dive by Elon.
No,
Oh,
full
yeah.
honesty, with the way like, and I'm not gonna call it fucking Meta. It's Facebook. You can change your name. Your Facebook still, but
Name
I
changes will
honestly
not
do
change.
see them like moving on from like the Quest line of products and just coming out with a new line of VR headsets. Honestly, called the Mission line.
Imagine. They call it the Expedition line.
Mm.
Gotta wait on that Quest Pro though. I am looking forward to that headset.
Yeah, yeah. I'm waiting. I want a Valve Index badly.
You
Yeah.
always want a Valve Index.
You
I
kids and
always
your
want everything.
VRs. Why the life
Try
of the
it.
world's in front of you.
Try it, you'll like
Back
it.
in my day, we used to use controllers with these really big helmets.
We used to have these things called haptic gloves. Didn't send you into the internet. It was just in front of you. You could touch the titties right there. The parents looked at you like you were a fucking maniac.
Dude, there's actually old tech out there that like, so like there's like old audio gear, right? Like there's these pair of headphones sound amazing, right? But it takes a whole ass like brick just to power. You can't move the damn thing anywhere.
Heaven
like,
forbid you get a magnet near it.
Dude. It was an electrostatic pair of headphones, so I don't know, you tell me.
Oh, dude, no, that would have fried. Just fucking. Like it's like those scenes you see when people are up against the large like what is it, TVs with the big backs, you know, kids
Mhm.
walking up with a magnet and start tracing across.
Yeah,
Static and everything. Oh,
God, no.
dude.
Look, daddy, funny colors.
Those were the days. Those were actually the days. I remember my dad used to bring up like some of these things like every now and then where like because we had a CRT in our old house. So he would always like, because I was a little kid, I didn't know better. He would always explain whenever he told the story that like, oh man, he used to always pull the wires from the back. Then I had to always like fix it and shit, because I used to pull like the cable coax wire and like the shit in the back.
Dude.
So I'd always break the cables, right? And my dad would always be the one fixing it over and over and over again until we had to
God.
buy a new CRT. Poor guy. I made him go through some grief.
You little shit, man.
I was
What a-
very much a little shit when I was a kid.
I mean, my first words were literally shit. Like the first thing I keep hearing it. It's just like,
You're
you know, you're a
white.
little... Yeah, yeah, no,
It's
that's expected.
it's expected.
Yeah, we're all rednecks out here. No matter where
See-
you go, it's just a different breed of redneck.
See, white people, their kids' first words are "oh shit," and then there's brown people who are actually somewhat normal, and they're like "da da," you know, like
Yeah.
like I always okay. This is my bit, because I'm the only Indian guy in like our entire group of friends, right? Or like, and so like every single time, I'll always make a white person joke just because it's my bit. I don't mean any ill will to white people at all. I just make a lot of white people jokes because
Dude,
we all laugh along with it.
White people are the worst. Like, I don't give a shit. I hate
They're
myself.
hilarious.
It's funny
Hey,
as
don't
hell,
hate yourself, bro. That's dark.
man.
That's dark. That's
Oh,
arms.
that is dark is what it's at, man. That's where it's most funny.
White people
White
are
people.
fun to bully, though. That is one thing, though. They're really fun to bully. But that's why I do it. And I mean,
It's
to be fair, everybody shoots Indian jokes back at me, and it's the funniest shit ever.
Where's your shawarma now?
Especially when they get really creative about it. So the thing about our group is like what happens is when I'm a different type of Indian than like the usual Indian a lot of people refer to. Like I'm like from a different region essentially. So I told Vic this before. I was like, bro, make an accurate to like my people joke, and I will commend you. And so what Vic does is he always looks for like specific to me, like my region people's like Indian jokes, and then he like shoots them at me, and I'm like, I like it. That's good. I approve. And then there's some generalized Indian ones that's just universal throughout all Indians.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're also funny.
Like the white people can't fucking take spicy food sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Funny enough, this is actually something I've gotten memed on for a long time, is I have an extremely low spice tolerance. I cannot handle spicy. And my family always
Similar
tells me,
spice tolerance, can't handle horror. What's next?
I'm not actually brown. Who knows?
DNA. Jerry, get the DNA test.
Jerry, grab the test. Jerry, we need the blood.
That's funny, yeah, because I know I can handle spice very well. I literally
Yeah.
a few days ago just had rice, shitty beef jerky that was habanero flavored, and then just
Mhm.
put sriracha on that bitch.
Fair enough. I mean, okay, to be fair, I say I have a low spice tolerance, but it's conditional, right? Like if it's just
That is
straight
a
up
fucking
spicy,
college kid meal if I've ever heard of one.
it is a college kid meal. It's like
Yeah,
having
beef
cup ramen.
It wasn't even full jerky, mind you. It was
Hey,
like the
don't
crumbs
diss
from the
top
bottom.
ramen, man.
No,
No, it's
no,
like
cup
cup
ramen's
ramen.
great. I'm saying it's a college person's
Oh,
food.
yeah,
That's fair,
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
it's sustainable.
Yeah. See, when I say
yeah.
that I have a
Rice,
low
beef
spice
jerky,
tolerance.
and sriracha.
Oh, true. But yeah, okay, actually, yeah. Before I continue, why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because there was rice in the fridge. There was an empty, again, not a full bag of jerky. It was still fucking crumbs. I'm just like, well, it's something to put into it. It's not just rice. I was like, fuck it.
You
are
just
bad
know
from
somebody
it.
out there has has had rice and had like a bag of beef jerky and like, and then just threw that shit in the rice cooker?
No, it
That's-
wasn't rice. It was just pre-made rice. It was in the fridge. I just popped in the
My man
microwave
grabbed
with a wet
Uncle
towel?
Ben's, forgot to cook in the cooker, and then just like
Yeah.
just went to town.
I like my rice dry, boy.
Dude, I hate Uncle Ben's. I'm gonna be real with you. Okay, like anyone who says they like Uncle Ben's rice, I feel like you're crazy and you don't know what real flavor is. Because
I feel like I've had it. I can't.
like I've had Uncle Ben's rice and I've tried different flavors of it, right? It's supposed to be flavored rice, right? That's what it's supposed to be, and people, it's easy to make, whatever. I hate it. I don't like Uncle Ben's rice. Like I just don't like it. Like I know my parents like it, right? They'll be like, "Oh yeah, you don't like Uncle Ben's rice." I'm like, "Yeah, I hate it, bro." Because to me it doesn't taste as good. Like I'd rather have like some nice plain like basmati rice, or like just some plain white rice or brown rice, right? And then like if I need to, like if we're making fried rice, like put like some light soy sauce and like just go to town, right?
Yeah.
But I can't have like pre-made flavored rice. Like I just can't. Can't.
It just tastes manufactured.
Yeah, it really does. That's what it is.
Mm.
Uncle Ben's, if you ever consider trying to sponsor the D.I.P.S.H.I.T.S podcast, please don't.
Get the fuck out
Well,
of
it
here.
ain't gonna be Uncle Ben's sponsoring us because they went the
Leave.
same route as Aunt Jemima. It's Ben's original now.
Bro,
Really?
so Uncle Ben got done in like Spider-Man's Ben? Okay, damn.
Jeez.
Damn.
But no,
That's arms.
everybody knows like Aunt Jemima rebranded to I think it was Pearl Milling Company or whatever.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I want my big black lady on my syrup. Please.
And now Uncle Ben's is Ben's original.
Huh.
Yeah, a lot of
Because
people-
in
people are
here
crazy.
in Canada land, when we get Aunt Jemima syrup, it's still Aunt Jemima syrup.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I have one in
Oh.
my fridge.
I'm not surprised, but US is fucked, man.
Oh, US is chopped. It's like how like some areas of the US don't have like all dressed ruffles, and I'm like, dude, what the hell?
Dude,
All
some
dressed
areas,
ruffles is the only good ruffles.
Uncle Ben's rebranded because of some political stuff
Yeah,
in
uh,
2020.
yeah, it's always political stuff though.
With great power
never
comes
not.
great responsibility
It
and a
was
lot
a
of
certain
cost.
man. It was a certain man whose name I shall not mention.
Naubi, the what?
Nobi. What?
I don't fucking know what.
A certain man that
What
you
is
should
he
not
from
mention.
fucking Wakanda?
I don't fucking know who created Uncle Ben. Who's Uncle Ben?
Uncle
no,
Ben's
no,
Uncle Ben,
no.
dog.
They changed it because of the George Floyd stuff.
Oh.
yeah. Said it. Oh.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes
no.
sense. That makes sense. Fair enough.
That
I'm
was
over
big.
here
Fair
trying to not
enough.
talk about politics on the pod.
It's fine.
you
Who said we're gonna go further on that? We stay away from politicos. Doesn't mean we can't make a reference here and there. We
The
just
fuck
don't
is
go
a
into it.
politic?
What is a politic? I don't know.
Something that I gotta disinfect my dog with. I don't fucking.
Is it that thing? Is it that one mechanic in Civ 6? I think that's what it is.
Politics.
Politics. You
Yeah, I
know?
think it's optional, right?
Yeah, I think it's optional. I'm pretty sure I
Yeah,
can
I
pick
like
the
that.
Gandhi route and just chill. You know?
I mean, technically, it's possible to just not run with politics. I know there's up near where Vic and I live. We literally have a portion of Washington that used to be just an anarchist nudist society for the past like 30 years, and only now recently became enveloped with everything else. Like,
Huh?
yeah, like within the past,
America
like I think
is weird.
19, I want to say 19, like 60 or something. It was just left alone. It was the boonies. It was that redneck. Better get off my lawn there, boy. You got them clothes on, them fancy shoes.
See, the craziest thing Canada has is a pocket desert. That's
Wait,
it.
what?
We have a pocket desert. It's a small chunk of land that's just desert. and then the rest is just green.
I like to imagine like D&D terms. It's just like a 2x2. It's like a little boop,
It's
20 feet.
basically what it is, except it's a little bigger.
Yeah.
It's actually in my province. So Pocket Desert is a small patch of land that's just desert, like an actual desert. And then so basically like my province is all like green, like trees, grass, all that shit, right? Like obviously it's all like regular nature shit. And then there's just this one chunk of my province that's just desert. Has full on sand, has sand dunes, has the heat.
A single cactus.
No, there's actually like multiple cacti.
Yeah, of course there are. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
God,
So it's like
that's
full on
funny.
desert, but it's like mini. It's desert light.
Here's your own little sauce in Nevada.
It's like the Diet Coke of deserts.
Diet desert.
It's like zero sugar.
Oh.
It's like Schmorgy without the autism.
Oh. Oh.
Damn.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Gotta fire the chops, damn. I'm trying to think of just like the weirdest thing that Washington might have, but honestly, it's just classic. We've just got a lot of rednecks actually. People don't recognize it because we're in the north part, but we are literally as soon as you
Northerners have rednecks too.
yeah, but we're more like fucking Alabama redneck, okay? You go south to Yakima and it's just 5 teeth missing. Fucking don't you touch my daughter, she's mine.
One
Sort of thing.
incarnation.
Yeah. What'll be, fellers? Mustard or ketchup? That sort of fucking thing.
Come here, Buster.
Yeah. No, but then we've got Eastern Washington, which is all like Appalachian snowhicks, people who brew moonshine and just like tote guns up the fucking ass.
Hey, Gerald, grab the shotgun.
The word I never thought I would hear, snowhick.
That's what they are. They're
Snowhick.
snowhicks. Thank you.
That's
Fuck.
crazy.
Yeah, I know, man. And then just around here, I just got a bunch of meth head and it's out behind my fucking backyard, man. That's the worst I got to deal with. Tweakers
Yeah.
galore.
We do have rednecks in Canada. Don't get me wrong, we do. It's just they're not like as extravagant, let's say, as America.
They're
Oh.
just kind of
They're
kind
just-
of outmatched by the
they're just
dickhead
like-
French Canadians in
They're
Quebec.
just yeah, they're just those. Oh, dude, don't get me started on the French Canadians, dog.
Oh my
Yo, those guys are wildin'. I'm telling you, Quebec is wildin'. All right,
Are they not your
Those-
buddy, pal?
Oh, is that how it's actually pronounced? Quebec.
it's Quebec.
Quebec.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same with their party, Bloc Québécois.
Mm. Yeah, no, this is
Yeah,
French. You gotta
They're
add. You gotta
Québécois.
add a bunch of fucking.
They're fake French. It's
No,
funny.
fake
They're like
French,
exiled. They're actually like exiled French people. That's what they are. They're
Yeah,
they're
that's
neither
That's why they're
French.
French
they're
Canadian.
Yeah, they're neither French. They're neither Canadian. Realistically, like, they may be part of Canada based on citizenship, but like they don't consider themselves Canadian at all. They're like racist towards literally everybody that's not like themselves. They hate France because they exiled them, and then they hate Canada because they're not letting them separate as a country. And it's like, separate as a country and you're not going to do economically well. I promise you that. You're not going
Separate
to
as a
do.
country, and we'll just civil war your ass and reclaim you.
God.
Dude, there's no point. If they even try to do any trade deals, no one's going to make the deal with them. They'll be
Speaking
little.
of-
No, you're
Dude,
over here like we can't get rid of them, and we're over here in the States like please get rid of Texas.
Dude, we would love to get rid of Quebec, or we would love to have them improve their ways. Honestly, we wouldn't mind if they improve their ways. To be honest, like Canada does not mind having them around, right? It's why we haven't done anything yet, right? nor can we. Realistically, they're part of Canada. They're part of Canada, and not much you can do about it.
It's Canada.
But you know, like, I just I guess people mostly just wish that they improved. Like, obviously, Texas and Florida are long gone. So, sorry, America, but
trust me.
but I mean, at least we can try to do something with the exiled French people, right?
Actually, it's strange that you bring up Texas and California being long gone. Like, I'd rather be down in Texas, in Tejas, than because technically they aren't a part of the United States.
What?
They're their own. They're their own republic. At any point, they can drop the ban hammer on the U.S. and say we aren't a part of you anymore. And
Is that why
I'm
they
not
have
lying about
0% tax?
That's because that's big. This is purely because at one point they were their own country.
Dude,
it was
America's weird as shit,
after
and they
was
need
after
to
the Alamo.
give some of the good states over to Canada. That's what they need to do, because they're
I'm-
managing
I'm-
way too many states. All right, I'm
Just
gonna be real with
give
you.
the entire Midwest to
There-
Canada,
Is
America's econ round
13
is suffering heavily.
provinces.
except Ohio. The
territories.
U.S. can keep Ohio.
There's 13 provinces and territories in Canada. There's like, hell if I know, over 40 states in America.
Yeah, our econ round is really suffering.
You guys have way too many states. Just give Canada the good states, and then you guys can keep the shitty states. All right. There's some people who want to leave and keep their rights and citizenship.
I am.
No.
I'm going to be honest and say most of the reason why we keep all of our states is because we still fucking yoinked them all from the French for $12. And they were like, yeah, man, that's fair. It's like, fuck you. Ours now.
52 states apparently because of the stars of the on the flag
That's
represent a state.
That's right. You feel Canadian.
I need
52 basic states.
I think I've went over this before, like in one of the podcasts. I think it was with like Ninder and like Devon. We sat down, we looked at every single state in America, and we're like, we'll take that, we'll take that, we'll take that, we'll take that. Nah, you can keep that. You can keep that. Texas? Nah, dog. Florida? Nah.
No. No.
Missouri? We'll think about it. Put them in the middle.
On the pending list.
Yeah.
Like I said, just take the entire Midwest and you're set.
Yeah, I mean, next, that means you come with.
Yeah.
Bye bye next.
Also Washington, so
And Washington.
Washington, so Vic and this nerd
Sorry.
here can come along.
Oh,
No,
dude,
Washington's
then I
not
don't
the
need to cross a
Midwest.
border. I just drive 2 hours.
No, I said take the Midwest and then also Washington.
Okay, fair enough. Fair.
See,
I didn't
if
hear
we
the-
take
Leave-
Washington,
Leave Ryu and Alabama down here.
yeah.
Make
He can
him make
move out of
the trek.
Alabama, bro.
He wants to go visit Vic. He's got to fucking get a passport.
Just draw a
Yup.
very intricate line around Washington and then draw between the borders of every other state so you get to the Midwest.
You know what we'll do? We'll just move the people around. So everything, all the states that are closer to Canada, we'll just grab the pieces of land and then we'll rename them to the states we like, and then we'll just swap the people.
You're planning on gerrymandering the entirety of the United States.
It's like, we like Hawaii. Yeah, you're too far. Let's move them over where Ohio is, and then we'll just swap them.
Yeah, man, we're just gonna move your island up a little bit. You know, make a trade with Alaska.
Yeah,
Let's
like I
just
said,
take out the puzzle pieces.
just take the Midwest, excluding Ohio, because Ohio is Florida 2.0, basically.
Starts just looking like a fucked up jigsaw puzzle.
And then you just take Washington and we're set.
All
You know
these
what
nice
we need?
states.
I
You take
know-
the majority. You take the majority of the Midwest, excluding Ohio, and then you take Washington to make up for the loss of Ohio.
I know the
Yeah, just leave
perfect
Oregon.
solution to this now. We need another ice age.
We need another Pangea.
Break up the land again.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that happens, and then the other fact is like we're just gonna get hit with a solar flare, and then we're gonna be back in like the fucking Wild West days.
Probably. Watch the
No,
Earth just be
I'm
an endless
good.
cycle of just like. So for all we know, the Earth is just an endless cycle of all the shit blows up, it resets, then we go back to the cavemen, and then we start all over again. So I could be
Right,
living this
yeah.
life for like the billionth time, for all I know.
Yeah, no, that's like an actual like proper theory that they're trying to discover, and I think with this new telescope that they launched, they'll actually be able to like solve that question. Or
I
not.
can see the stars.
Yes, you can. Look up. They're right there.
If this is if this is insert time here, we've been through it. What did the first iteration of the Quest 2 look like? What did the first cycle of VR look like?
We just keep
The
doing
same.
it before we fuck up.
The same. I just feel like everything is a time loop, and because of our experiences in Deja Vu, it's because we've experienced this in like the previous reset of the entire galaxy.
I see it.
And
So-
we're just slowly catching on.
We're
So all
becoming
these
time
deja
self-aware.
vu.
By the time we've caught on, it's already too late.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like just all of the singularities come together as one,
Mhm.
and then at that point, that's when it resets again.
No,
Yeah, it's
that's
like-
that's probably what the feet. That's probably like, because like people do have visions when they die. That's probably what that is. Is you finally catching on, and reality just being like, all right, need to write off that that glitch.
Just erase that
Or-
little.
Or there was actually a concept, funny enough, in a music album by Logic. What was the album called again? It was shit. Hold on, I can check. I can
That's a
actually
good
check
album.
this.
That's a good album. I like that.
It
More
was
of a Bobby
Everybody.
Tarantino too
It
kind
was Everybody
Hmm.
by Logic, and basically they explain the concept of one person plays as every single being that's ever existed.
Oh yeah.
So, it starts off with a scene where there's this dude. He's talking to his wife coming out of the store after buying some shit, right? He walks out of the store. He's talking to his wife. He's like, "Yeah, I'll be home. I'll be home." He hangs up. Car crashes into him. He dies. He wakes up. He's in a white room. He's talking to God, quote unquote God, or the intermediary.
Yeah.
And then he explains, "All right, you're gonna go back to like 1764. You're gonna be this guy. He's got bare land. He's super rich." He's like, "Hey, that sounds kind of dope," but he has slaves. And then the dude's like, "Bro, what do you mean? That guy got slaves and shit. You want me to turn into a slave owner? You want me to reincarnate as a slave owner?" And the dude's like,
yes.
"Hey, you are every single slave and that person. You've played every single individual, and every single time you come back, we have the same conversation over and over and over again, and I'm just guiding you the whole time, essentially."
Yeah.
And that's one of the concepts I was listening to. Obviously, it's a concept, and it's actually pretty interesting. It made the album sound pretty good. Actually, it's a really good album. But there's so many different concepts of like, why is it that we experience what we do, and why we do what we do, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Nags, remember that one week where just like 4 days in a row I had an episode of Deja Vu?
Oh God, yeah.
I was like, I just had deja vu. I just had deja vu again. I just had deja vu again. And Nags is like, "Dude, what the hell's wrong with you?" I'm like,
getting
"Bro,
deja
I
vu
keep
from the
seeing
deja
this."
vu.
And the thing is, like, when you have this deja vu, it's like, I've had this exact same conversation, doing the exact same thing, looking at the exact same thing, acting in the exact same way. And it's like,
Yeah.
I've had a flash of that. You know, like, and it doesn't happen with everything. It happens to select things. And it's like, why? You know? Why does one thing connect better than the other?
Oh yeah. I used to have like personal madness when it came to that. Like
Mhm.
I felt like I was going through my personal shit. I was just like, God, it's all lighting up. The universe The dots are connecting within my mind.
I mean, what also doesn't make sense is if brains are just developed, right? How is it that we remember these things, like these deja vu effects, right? Because
Right.
technically, wouldn't our memories be wiped? And to the point where
Yeah.
like we're just recreated from scrap. There's no trace of us remembering
Well-
what was previously done.
Yeah,
Right.
well, that comes back to your talk about like just us being one and the same, and having that same consciousness. I was you and as you as I sort of thing.
Mhm.
If we
I
share
was
the same
next. I lived this guy in another life. He was me.
Hey, exactly.
He lived me in
I
another
was
life.
you. Exactly. It goes on
I was
forever
you.
until we.
I was funny. Holy shit.
Oh, fuck. Get over. You
Holy
too.
shit! I had good audio.
Another
Mhm.
cycle, my sons, and you will be me.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, but that concept of just like one likeness and that mindful consciousness of everyone as one is shared throughout so many religions. It's the same as like Holy Spirit and Buddhism and reincarnation. And it's just crazy to think about.
Think about it, bro. I was Bender Virchilla in one life. Or I will be Bender Virchilla in a life. One day. One day.
Bro, one day I'll get my shit together and write a book just like Vince. Probably when I'm Vince.
See, the concept of that means that you are everybody and anybody, meaning all the good and bad, if that makes sense. You're everything from the saints of the world to the serial killers and psychopaths.
We're
Right?
both Adolf and Gandhi in the same body.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You are philanthropists, billionaires, and the Zodiac killer at the same time. Right?
Yeah. Man.
That
There's
is
actually a
wild.
really good movie coming out, kind of like that, but it goes off the idea of the multiple, not personality, the multiple parallel universe theory,
Mhm.
called
Yeah.
Everything Everywhere All at Once, and it's basically just about a woman who, think of it as the frog, as you guys know it. It's literally that story where she gets split off into the multiple dimensions, and she's able to experience everything at select times. It's not out
Right.
yet. I don't know the full story, but it's basically just a dimension traveling being who's slowly coming together and understanding that this is her life now, that she
Mhm.
lives in multiple times at once. Dr. Manhattan style, if you will.
Mm-hmm. But now that I think about it, right, I feel like we have deja vu in only certain points because it's not everything that happens is not always the same. If that makes sense. So the alternate timeline theory is far more accurate in that aspect than for everyone to live all in the same life, in a sense where maybe we do, but things are not exactly the same. Like I could have a deja vu moment where I've done this one specific thing, but every other time when I'm not having deja vu, this is something that's specific to this timeline, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what I'm doing right now, talking to you guys, I feel no deja vu. This could be me talking about all this. Could be a completely separate instance of what I might have done in an alternate time, right? I might
Very.
not even be running a podcast right now, right?
Barry, what have you done? Your flashpoint. Barry, no.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Like think about it, right? Like you could have been living you could be living a completely different life in an alternate universe right now,
Oh, yeah.
and you don't know it.
There are theories out there that our dreams are just us connecting to those separate universes, timelines. So whatever you experience, sure, your dream could have been actually that. That's a cool fucking thought. I don't care.
Yeah, but I feel like
It's
there's
different.
some dreams that just it's non-viable. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I was
yeah,
once
it
a
really
woman.
is.
If it comes to that, I was once a woman being chased by Jason Voorhees down a hill in a shopping cart. If that's the case, man, like
Well,
I'll accept that. Big old titty, fucking.
My parents were taken away in a pirate ship. Like, you know, like a ghost
Yeah.
ship, like from like like Sea of Thieves looking ass type shit. And it's like, no, that's no.
Turn the resolution up, bro. This ain't life. The fuck you
Yeah.
talking about? Yeah.
And then there's just people who have like fantasies, right? That and that's clearly not real, right?
How do you know? Parallel universes. Oh, how do you know? Have
In
you
that case,
Yeah, man, how
transcended?
do you know?
look, in
Have you
that case,
transcended
bro,
without us, damn it?
look, in that case, bro, I've got way too much Gucci, bro. I'm telling you this now. Way too much. No, I'm just saying, if that is a possibility, your boy is getting it more than he is right now.
Yeah.
Which is like zero donut right now.
How about you dream about getting some pussy, huh?
Dude, that's honestly what a lot of people do.
Oh
And
yeah.
past me, past you, past Nags, all of us.
Oh yeah. Oh, I got
It's
a
a
fucking question
normal
about it.
thing, it's human.
We're all horny. Everyone's horny.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Those who say they aren't, they're fucking fuck. You know what they're like. See it in their eyes.
You know, there's actually okay. Speaking of this, so
Speaking
there
of
is
horny.
this dude who lived his entire life without seeing or interacting with a single woman.
How?
And
He lived and
does he
died.
have good social interactions with them? Like,
No, he lived and died without seeing a single woman in his life.
that's more and or if half population. How the fuck do you manage that?
So apparently, according to the story of this dude, he as a small child, right? As a small child, his when he was born, his mother died. He was taken in by a bunch of monks and brought into a monastery, and
That's-
because he was the only man who's never seen a woman, even compared to the rest of the monks in the monastery, they kept him there and they kept him away, and he would be he was like their treasure, like the purest man, right? And he lived and died without seeing or interacting with a woman in his life, which is like
God
wild to me.
damn.
I'm like, what?
Dedicated to the scripture. Just, I have
Not
no
even
time.
that. It's just this guy. Like this guy was just in the monastery the whole time. Like he never
He
went
just
out.
existed.
He just
I like to
existed.
imagine. I like just imagining business suit, fucking briefcase, walking around the monastery, just avoiding eye contact with women. No,
Dude, my guy was like, my guy had all the facilities he needed as a monk. Like I don't think he even had the internet, because technically the internet, he would have seen something, right?
Yeah.
Like he would have Googled like
yeah.
whatever he
Well,
Googled, right?
I think that differs from like monastery to monastery.
But I
'cause
think he
do
was a
know there
straight
is, like,
monk. He was like a straight monk. Like
He was
he was
just-
completely
he
isolated
abstained
from
from-
civilization.
Oh fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck.
was
I
wild.
couldn't do it.
I've
I
only
could not do
dreamed of
it.
that.
See, the thing is, you'd say you couldn't do it, but that's considering you knowing of their existence in the first place. This guy didn't even know they existed.
Yeah.
He's never stepped out of the monastery. He doesn't know what a female is.
If you think about it, a lot of monks are grown up like that. They start young and then they just grow within the monastery and they know the doctrines. It's also like kind of like teaching them. It's just,
Mhm.
this is your life. Your life is the
This guy
scripture.
was
Buddha,
he's just
whatever.
seen nothing. He's seen nothing. No one. Nobody.
Mhm.
And this guy, he was not blind either. Mind you, he was not blind.
Hey, he had two sets of ojos.
He had eyes, he had ears, he had a mouth, and he had hands, and he had legs, and a torso and feet. He was
And
a
knees and
full-fledged
toes?
human. Yep, and he had two cheeks in the back of in his behind. All right, like
And he had cheeks.
he had the full suit of shit.
Those
all right?
cheeks
He
were
was
slapped
a
every day.
full on. He was a full on man them, and never saw, or touched, or interacted with a woman in his life, and he lived
I
and died
mean,
that way, which is impressive.
Probably very fucking happy.
Dude, my guy ascended.
That's the only word for it, my man. I know
That's
nothing
like
about
the
that.
final
Literally,
boss.
it's the only
That's the
word
final
for
level.
it. Yeah.
If
Fucking
we're
ascended.
all, yeah, if we're all like one in the same, that is the final boss. That's the Dark Souls boss. That guy right there is he's the final boss. He's new game
Yeah.
plus like 25 billion in Dark
Every
Souls.
time you go see a woman, you're pulled out. God rips you out of the body. All right, hey, no, you gotta go back
Reset.
level, man. You,
It's
yeah,
like, it's like
reset, man.
Deathloop.
Yeah,
It's like
you
Deathloop.
didn't level quite right.
It's like
This
Deathloop.
is
You
not-
got spotted. Shit. Reset.
Just great.
He just instantly, like, the moment he sees a female, he's like, he gets a heart attack. It somehow calms out of nowhere. Snake. Pretty
What would
much.
you like to say from your last checkpoint, Dio? Yeah. Oh,
But yeah, that's impressive. That's impressive.
Props to him, man. I think
It's not even props.
That's
It's
like-
just
it's the-
impressive to see.
it's
Or hear about.
it's weird how it's a monk that's done this, and it's the total opposite of
Yeah.
Rasputin. Because if you think about it, Rasputin was technically a monk too, an unorthodox monk, still raised like Russian Catholic, but he went off the fucking deep end. He did everything he could to get his willy wet.
I'm realizing you're not wrong.
That's level 1.
Dude, they praised Rasputin's willy so hard they pickled that shit. You kidding?
That's level 1. That's level 1. That's where you start. You
Yeah,
just
you must
spawned
know
in.
suffering.
You spawned in Dark Souls 2. All right, you don't know anything. You spawned in. All right,
You're a little-
you picked your class.
Little mensch in the middle of Russia, your babushka goes tell you, go do thing. Okay, mama, I go become Russian man, Russian Orthodox man. I
Hey,
failed.
I become a Russian, Russian man. We
It is
drink
time to
vodka.
go
We
fuck.
we drink vodka. We party with Altion.
In Soviet Russia, I eat cyanide cake, it does nothing.
He does nothing.
What is it?
Does
Like,
nothing.
it does nothing.
I have experienced Chernobyl.
I feel like Rasputin is the only excuse that this world has to guess that there's supernatural powers. I think Adolf based all of his like SS deep shit based on Rasputin's stories because he's like, that Russian man got chopped off in the head and he was still talking. I want to know how to do that. How to
Amen.
do that.
Amen.
Hey man.
Amen.
Hey man.
Hey man.
Yeah.
Hey man. Hey man. Hey man. Hey man. Hey man.
Well, hey, it's true because you never really like no one really talks about it at least, but you'll hear it from like the crazies like me. But like legit though, Hitler had like just dark ops based on like psionics and you know the stories of like he went into occultism and so much.
Yeah.
He
Dude,
created.
he was
He
deep
created
into
Call of
that.
Duty Zombies.
Yeah, That's
He's
based
a
on true story, man.
his boy is Rick Toffin. He knew the guy personally.
Yeah, man. No, I feel like that was part of his plan. Like, how do I raise soldier?
And then he's like, and then Dempsey, Takeo, and Nikolai come out of nowhere.
It was all a scam. It was Nikolai who fired off the bullet. That's why Hitler's dead. The Russians beat him to the suicide.
There actually was like this crazy ass documentary on how apparently he was alive the entire time. Like he had so basically the Hitler that was found dead was actually a fake. And
Well,
he had like this secret
The Argentina.
yeah, he had like this secret like bunker somewhere hidden where he just held out and he was alive.
Yeah.
Apparently. I don't know.
I don't know. I talked to a dude who apparently went to a Nazi museum. Mind you, this man shouldn't have been going to a Nazi museum. He was similar pigmented to our dear friend Dio here. I looked at him like, you got out of that shit alive? Like, yeah, man. It was weird. He was talking to me about it. Dude, no, it was like some random ass house in the middle of like Alabama or something he was talking about.
Mhm.
And this guy literally like snuck the bullet of Hitler, like Hitler's bullet that he shot himself when he's like, that's the bullet. And hey, want to see some tapes? He showed him tapes of the Russians filming the dead body and like playing with it. I don't know how real it is. He's supposed to show me pictures of like the statues and the memorabilia stuff.
Yeah, but apparently,
Wh-
apparently the version or apparently the Hitler that shot himself was not actually Hitler. according to that documentary, and they were trying to uncover who the hell that guy was. First of all, second, where's Hitler? Because apparently he was alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if that ain't the man himself, where the fuck was he?
Yeah. Dude, it's wild because like there's still Nazis out there, or at least they shouldn't be, based on how
did he give us the slip?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was born in 89, died at 45, but apparently he lived many years longer than that.
It's not improbable considering how many World War II veterans were still alive during the time.
56. He could have lived easily. He could have lived another 40 years.
Possibly more.
Possibly more.
Yeah. Down in Argentina, just chilling out with a martini. Fucking.
Yeah, precision German engineering, man.
He just wanted to cause some shit, and then he went down to Argentina, just like, this is the life. I'm glad I didn't touch this area of the world.
But yeah, no, by now he's probably dead. But like, apparently he was alive for quite a while after the fact. Apparently, according to theories in that documentary, right? But I don't know, some like interesting shit. It was like the show, I believe, was called Finding Hitler. Like that's what it was called.
Yeah, I remember. Okay. I remember seeing that floating around. I remember seeing that.
Like here's just the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Other than like if it wasn't him, how the fuck did he give us the slip? How the fuck did he manage to stay so quiet after the fact?
God, that is the question.
I mean, to be fair, that guy was off the walls crazy.
It's a guy who thought a giant oven was a good idea. How do you stay quiet after incinerating people?
I mean, to be fair, none of us really knew his like how well he would manage himself mentally, right? Because
I feel like I can brain this out. Hold on, you guys.
Like,
I just need a map of Germany. That's all I need.
Think about that. Like, us realistically right now like right now we would think like, yeah, the dude was a damn sociopath. Pretty much was. Oh, yeah. But we don't like this reminds me of like Psycho-Pass, the anime. If you guys know Psycho-Pass. By any chance,
I remember
the anime.
I remember a bit of it, yeah.
And so in season 2, right? Well, okay, first I'll explain Psycho-Pass. So Psycho-Pass essentially is an anime where they explain the concept of a system that measures and determines people's lives based on their mental health. They have something called a Psycho-Pass, which essentially is detected through cymatic scans, which is brain scans. And these cymatic scans calculate two things: someone's hue, which is how colorful or how clouded their mental is, and their crime coefficient. The crime coefficient is basically the number that dictates, is this person not a threat? Is this person a latent criminal, meaning they could be a threat? Or is this person extremely dangerous? We should kill him.
Yeah.
So essentially how it worked was your crime coefficient was between 0 and I believe 119, you're safe. If you're 120 all the way to 300, you are, or 120 all the way to 299, you are a latent criminal. There's a gun that the police use called the Dominator, which changes levels based on people's psychopaths. So if you were 0 to 119, the gun would say not a threat, don't worry about him, it's not going to do anything. If you go to 120 all the way to if it goes to essentially 120 all the way to 299, it goes into paralyzer mode. If it's exceeding 299, it's in kill mode. And basically when you shoot it, they implode and they blow up. disintegrated, gone.
Yeah,
So
they don't get a chance to be another criminal.
yeah, so basically, right? That's what it was, right? That's the concept where basically they're in a world where there's just a big ass computer system that decides if people should live, die, and what their careers are. Blah 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 blah. You have hue and crime coefficient. That brings me back. This is a really long-winded explanation, but this brings me back to there is an episode in season 2, main antagonist. Essentially, what he did was somehow he would make it so that people who would have really high psychopathic levels of crime coefficient, they would be low. So when people would scan them with the guns, they're not a threat, but clearly they're a threat, right? Actually, that's like the same thing with the main antagonist in the first season. The main villain.
I remember that.
Yeah, that guy somehow he had some unique traits where the system could not define him as a threat. He had 0. His crime coefficient was 0. His hue was undetectable, just clear white,
rendering the Dominator useless. So they had it was a nice little like way of getting the characters to be like, how do I solve this problem without my gun?
Exactly, because everyone's so dependent on the system, right? So that brings me back to, we don't know how well this guy could manage his own mental, right? Like Hitler could have gone silent because he kept his psychopaths clear somehow.
Just takes a quick little shave and a new name. I mean, yeah, theoretically, depending on how deep into his own thought process he was, whether or not it was just like a manipulative plan or like he generally believed that these people shouldn't exist, like it then just gets into the point, how mentally stable is he? And like there's different reports that like he would shoot his own officers and all this other stuff. It's like, I believe it, but like if a little girl walked up who didn't have blonde hair, offered him Girl Scout cookies, that's the question. Would he blow her fucking face off, or would he go, "Oh, thank you, little girl"?
He would take it,
but
most likely, good. Because I think he would. His problem was with Aryans, right? So I don't know why. Or sorry, no, it was the other way around. Sorry,
the Aryans,
non-Aryans, the non-Aryans. Yeah, he wouldn't take it. He would shoot her face off. Yeah. My bad.
Brunette?
No. I feel like he would take. I feel like he would take it, fake a smile, and then 5 seconds later, just gun to the face.
Yeah, I can see that.
Das would like to join me for some tea, yeah? Possibly a nice shower.
M1911 to the head top.
Oh my god!
I love the Americans.
I just. Oh.
I love the Americans.
You thought that fucking shower comment was gonna slide under the radar. That was so slick.
Some tea in a shower, yeah.
A grown man asks you to take a shower. No.
You look so dirty. What's with your polished skin?
Dude, you do that way too well. You need to stop.
I grew up bored as hell, so I said I'm going to do impressions.
That's
I
fair.
used to do Gollum. I can still do Gollum. It's a voice I know.
I can do Gollum. I can't.
You can? You pull your tongue in.
I don't know why.
You pull your tongue in.
Precious.
Right.
Yeah.
It sounds like it just sounds like I'm choking on something that shouldn't. Some goddamn.
This is an actual One Ring replica, by the way.
Spiegel. Oh, damn.
That's actually a One Ring. It's solid gold. Yeah.
My precious. Little hobbits.
When I was still in high school, I used to do, like, back when Trump was doing his elections,
Mm-hmm.
and being, my goodness, we're gonna build the wall. It's perfect. It's gonna be wonderful. No, you don't understand. We're gonna build a wall around the world so the illegal aliens can't come in. I'm not gonna let them. We're gonna build a space wall only around America. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck about Russia. I'm not affiliated. That whole thing.
I can't do that. I cannot.
It's going to be wonderful. You don't understand the greatest wall of China. greater than China as well.
Greater than China. I can't do
Greater.
it. I really can't.
Yeah, it's like,
China.
and then what is it? I really like butter toast at D. Double D.
Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole.
Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole. Dig a hole, dig a hole.
I love that. I love that.
I have a pebble in my shoe.
Man, that's like the only one I could do. I used to be able to do Yoshi voice, but like my voice is not high enough for that anymore. Can't do it.
And, I mean, everybody knows the hiya, pal.
Oh, dude, I cannot.
Gosh, where you putting that milk?
Oh God.
I'll fucking do it again.
I can only do it.
Gosh.
I was gonna make
Maxie.
I was going to make another Germany joke because it was Disney, but no, that one's too far for the pod.
Gosh, Mick, you gotta do what the Fuhrer says. Yup.
I'm only gonna no, I will only make the joke with a pass from Dio.
Whoa, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to do?
Think about it. It's Disney, Germany.
No,
I mean,
don't
we
do
all
it.
Walt Disney. I think
Go
we
ahead,
all
Dick.
know Walt Disney's fucking hated. Like, I think he publicly came out and said that he supported Hitler back in when World War II started.
Okay, yeah, that is a thing, isn't it?
Yeah, he like publicly hated the Jewish community.
That's chopped. That's actually chopped.
Yeah, and people still
How did
keep this
we
brain underneath.
get like how did we instead of getting current time political, we got past political.
Because the past already happened. No one can argue that shit.
Yeah,
that's
you're
true.
right.
The current is all debates. Past is just knowledge.
Facts.
Yeah.
What do you know happened, bitch?
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of people, flying the Confederate flag, and they're like, "Oh, this flag's for rights." It's like, actually, one right.
Chill.
Hey, I mean,
Yeah.
that's just what I know, dude. We had a bunch of people in my high school who was still flying the Confederate flag when that was starting to become a huge thing. Just like on the back of their thing, I'm just like, dude, yeah, because the states wanted their independence for a reason. What reason?
Do you know the
And they
reason? though?
Do you know that reason?
Exactly.
Yeah, they would just argue, oh, states' rights. It's just like they wanted to separate the U.S. for one reason. Boo-hoo, I can't pick my own cotton. So I want someone else to do it and not have to pay them. End of story.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Bro, that shit was horrible. That shit was so bad. Dude, I love how we could be a comedy podcast and then we'll just bring up the most grim shit.
Just immediately dark 3 seconds later.
And I just come right back up again, just like, yeah, man.
Yeah, man, let's just make some jokes.
Oh, it's so funny, haha.
But no, like so you've told a D&D story, I've told a D&D story. Dio doesn't really have a D&D story to tell.
No, oh, I mean, I could tell you about my one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so basically, there's this Minecraft minigame I used to play called Dwarves vs. Zombies. It was simple. There's dwarves, and then there's zombies / other monsters. The goal of the game is you start out as dwarves, and they're defending shrines. You get, depending on the map, it's 1 to 3 shrines that you're defending. They're basically just defense points. You build walls, and you have to defend against endless hordes of monsters until, and it's endless. So basically, dwarves never win; they'll die at the end, right? It's basically
like COD
just.
zombies.
But
Like,
yeah,
you go as far as you can.
yeah, it's just endless waves of monsters until the shrines fall. So basically, I decided, I like this mini game. I want to convert this into D&D. So I was like, you know what? This would be a sick one-shot idea, because in the end, you all die. So there's no way of making it into a campaign. Technically, you could, because you can flavor it to do anything, but
Yeah, but
I'm
no,
gonna
this is
stick to the game.
fucking genius, actually. Just to get you used to how like the balancing between players are, and like you
Mhm.
can just throw monsters and go, is this powerful? Is this not powerful? Just for
Well,
like their levels.
the concept of it is basically what I'm trying to do is full combat, combat one shot. You start, you start in a keep. Your goal is you spawn as dwarves. You have a chance to spawn as heroes. So there's dwarves and heroes, right? And the heroes have special like weapons and shit that will help you in combat. So basically, you start with the prep phase. You have, 2 in-game days to build walls, gather resources, get materials to build more walls and to reinforce walls and to patch up walls when you need to, right? Obviously 2 in-game days is the Minecraft mini game. 2 in-game days, right? D&D, we can adjust it as we want. So basically you start off prep phase. Everyone's getting armored up. They're gathering materials, they're gathering resources, and then an event starts. It could be a dragon comes out and terrorizes all the dwarves for like a few minutes, for like a few turns, and then does one ultimate attack and disappears. Could be a zombie plague where a random selection of people get killed, or they turn into zombies and then they start attacking you, and then you have to kill them and they're instantly dead. Or it could be a bloodlust where everybody is enraged and they're all fighting each other for a moment and they're all killing each other as humans. Or like a blood moon, stuff like that.
Dude, mechanically, this is all just music to my ears. Just the possibilities I can do with it. I'm just like, I want it now.
And
I want it
then
now.
the monsters get released. And this is when the hordes of monsters come out. Your goal, defend your shrine for as long as possible. If you have multiple shrines, 2 or 3, you defend the first front shrine. When that falls, you move on to the next one. As you're fighting monsters, obviously I won't get into the nitty-gritty mechanics because there's actually quite a few interesting mechanics for each character and their abilities and their classes. So basically, monsters attack endlessly. They start killing off NPCs and players slowly. Like they're fighting just hordes of monsters. I don't know how to do it with D&D. I was talking to Vic about it and he said there is a way that we can make hordes in a way where we don't need to roll a bunch of initiative.
The books have a lot of stuff for that, and I know Vic is big brained. Big brain Vicky.
So
That's why he's got no hair.
dude, you need to know you're chopped.
Damn.
That's arms.
Okay, I had to put it out. I had to swing.
You're so arms. At least get creative. Come on.
Oh come on! It was it's not that it was one creative, but it was at least well timed. That's
Okay,
the main thing.
fine. I'll give you that. So, the way it works is zombies relentlessly attack. As the game progresses, the zombies get powerful and powerful and powerful. In the Minecraft minigame, if you spawned as regular zombies, you'd get upgrade points over time and you get to upgrade your zombies to make them stronger. Obviously in D&D, that's way too complex and I don't want to do that. So I just simplify it to, you just relentlessly spawn. It's fine. The dice rolls will do all the work. But the thing is, what's great is if a player dies, they're not out of the game. They come back as a zombie or any monster, and they can relentlessly start attacking the other players.
Oh, that's cool. That's the selling point.
And there are monster events too. So there's stuff like rats. So there's a specific resource system in the game called gold. Gold is used to repair armor, and there's an armor degradation system. So when armor degrades to a certain point, at least in the Minecraft minigame, the way it worked was your armor degradation system was your hunger bar. So it was textured as armor. So as your armor goes down, your hunger bar goes down, right? That's how they programmed it. So once you reach about 3 armor bars, your armor visibly is broken. So the armor actually changed how it looks according to damage. And once you hit 3 bars, you can't sprint anymore.
Oh.
And you start taking more damage too.
Oh.
And you lose mana,
Ooh.
which is, and mana is a very important system because your healing potion is powered by your mana. Obviously in D&D it's going to be a little different. I'm not going to include a mana system. That's dumb.
Good choice.
Yeah, no, it's dumb. It's way too much work, and I myself feel like that would just be too much, especially as a first time DM. And basically, if you gold, you use it's gold is so in the prep phase you mine for gold essentially in a cave. That's where you get your stone to rebuild the walls. That's where you get the gold to accumulate in your shrine, or in your shrines to repair your armor. Once monsters are released and fighting phases started, your gold is distributed between all of your shrines. So if you have 3 shrines, it's distributed between all 3. Generally how it works is the first shrine has a little less than the second shrine, and the second shrine has a little less than the final shrine. The final shrine will always have the most gold. So it's kind of like a 20 or how is it 40 no, like 20, 30, and then was that 50%, and then 50%, if that makes sense. It's like a small bit of allocation in a sense, like that.
Just a increasing system from least to most.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Obviously I can just make it simple and just cut it in 3 and we're good, right?
Yeah.
You can do that.
No,
it's no big
no
deal.
need to work yourself to death over a one shot there.
Yeah, but I mean, it's basically concepts because I know all this by heart. I played this mini game so much, right? And so there are monster events. There's rats. What rats do is they spawn in. They're very low health, but they have small hitboxes. Obviously in D&D that doesn't matter.
A rat is a rat.
A rat is a rat. If you kill a rat, it will respawn in the same place, and it'll keep respawning and keep respawning until either they run out of lives, or the event ends.
Mm-hmm.
So the events have their own timers. Like special events have their own timers. So what rats do is, first of all, they don't spawn back in monster spawn. They spawn in the spot they died. Second, they're meant to eat the gold in your shrine.
Oh.
So they slip through.
Rats.
They slip through, and their main objective, they're not strong, but they're relentless. And their main goal is to eat the gold in your shrine so the shrine goes down faster. Because if dwarves cannot heal their armor, they want to fall back and heal up, right? So, and that's not the only monster event that robs gold, all right? Rats eat gold slowly. Emphasis on slowly. There is skeleton pirates. Skeleton pirates is both a boss event and an elite monster event. So the way elite monsters work is there's 3 different tiers, well, technically 4 different tiers of monsters. There's normal, elite, boss, and dragon. Dragon, there's a reason why I have 4 tiers, because dragon is the one thing that cannot be one-shot at all. There are heroes that can one-shot bosses, tier 3 monsters. And there's only one hero that can do that. And he can only do that with 1 weapon. And there's a chance to do it. So
Jesus.
That's
Mhm.
ironically
So limited.
perfect.
Mhm.
It's so limited, but it works out in the end.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
well, just
you
because
could-
like even
you could save all the dwarves from getting their asses absolutely clapped by the boss. Because the bosses are not something to joke about. right? So there's only one boss that's a huge threat to the hero that one-shots all the bosses. I mean, he can also get one-shot by the hero, but this guy does especially more damage to that hero. He does specifically more damage to that one hero. So he essentially, if you defend that boss monster, and players have a chance to spawn as a boss, mind you. That's how I'll run it. Players can spawn as the boss. That boss, I'll use actually the names from the game. There's 3 heroes. Bruce Willikers, or Old Man Willikers. He is the Dwarven hero. He's the one who can one-shot bosses with his bow. He has one of 2 things his bow will do. Either he will one-shot a boss, or he will give it insane knockback. And I'm talking insane knockback. There is Nisavin the Wizard, and then there's Roman the Paladin. Those are the 3 heroes, at least the main ones. There were more in the older version of the game, but they weren't as well developed. In a sense where they didn't really have many special traits. They're mostly meme characters. But these 3 were both. So those 3 were like the main heroes. So Bruce is the one who can one-shot bosses with his bow, as I said. The boss that is Bruce killer is Krungor, the orc leader.
Oh.
What Krungor does is he has a very super high damage berserker axe, and he also gives an insane damage buff to all the orcs that spawn with him. Or sorry, not orcs, ogres. So he's an ogre boss. And fun traits about the ogres, they're extremely tanky, and they have huge knockback. They can knock dwarves back far. So if they're dwarves sitting on walls, one slap from an ogre, that dwarf is off the wall. So you can do one of 2 things as an ogre. An ogre could push a dwarf close to monster spawn, right? Where the hordes spawn from, their main source. And there's a catch about monster spawn. If you're too close to monster spawn, you're going to start taking damage. A lot of damage. And by a lot of damage, I mean, if you don't heal yourself and escape fast enough, you're dead. You're just instantly dead.
I mean, yeah, you walked headfirst into monster territory. Why wouldn't you start dying?
But it takes
Your
a little bit
dumbass
to
deserved it for getting that close.
I will go fight the thing. And
Yep. Or ogres can push dwarves back so that the rest of the monsters can blow up the walls and break through the defenses. One of 2 uses. They don't do much damage, but they're very tanky. As I said, Krungor is a Bruce killer. He's the only monster that can effectively kill Bruce. Then, of course, I said the skeleton pirates. Bopin the pirate. Bopin the skeleton pirate. He has a skeleton horse. He has a skeleton horse with insane jump. With an insane jump. Like, he goes high. And he has an AoE weapon that cleaves dwarves on AoE. Then there you have his pirates. They're also pretty tanky. Their main goal, steal gold from shrines. They want the loot. They want to steal it.
Fuck yeah. It's all about that, baby.
And those skeletons, at least in the game, have an insane jump height. So dwarves are sitting here, right? And they're trying to swing at the skeletons. Skeletons are jumping up to here. And then they jump down. And
Hurdling the little bastards.
Jump down, yeah.
That's great.
They don't do much damage. They're mostly meant to rob gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yours. I'll just say this now. When you start like looking at the different variations of skeletons in D&D, you're just going to be so pleased that you're going to have
There's so
jumping
many.
skeletons that
Mhm.
can do whatever the fuck this is.
Mm-hmm. And then
Oh.
there's a golem event.
Oh,
Basically, a bunch of golems spawn. Extremely tanky. They break walls in one hit. And I'm talking like one block each. They break
Yeah.
those walls. They puncture walls.
Oh.
Never 1v1 a golem. I'm telling you this now. If you're a regular dwarf, they're called jimmies. If a jimmy walks up to a golem, he is dead. I promise you that. Why? And golems are elite monsters, by the way, tier 2. And Bruce can one-shot them. So it's good to have Bruce. But never have a Jimmy 1v1 a golem, because the golem will shred your armor in the span of 3 seconds and you're gonna get your ass killed. Because you will not be able to heal your health with the health potion fast enough to get your ass out of that golem. If he sticks you in a corner, you're screwed. You're done. It's over.
As expected.
Yeah.
Consider
All I expect this session to turn out, you're defending an orphanage of Jimmy, the Jimmy orphanage, and you're just making these little bastards go out and build walls. Just like, we need to build it, Jimmy. Come on. You want to live, don't you?
Bruce is always yelling, "Drink your juice, Jimmies. Don't forget about your juice."
It's
And
good and rich in vitamin C.
Yep. And then there's what else? What other events are there? Oh yes, one of my favorites. The Jimmy Orphanage. I mean, we can call it that. Absolutely. We can make the map the Jimmy Orphanage. I don't mind making a custom map. Right? Like the Jimmy Orphanage could actually be a map. We can make it a map. So, and then there's another event. In the Minecraft game, basically the event is everybody's a creeper.
No.
So they get super sprint for like 5 seconds, and then they self-destruct, and they can do one of two things: insanely damage the walls, or send dwarves flying so high up in the air that they die of fall damage.
Sounds about right.
Or just kill them outright. But that's if like 5 creepers blow up on one dwarf at once. It's a rare case.
If you want something that blows up, look at Magman. Magman are literally the creepers of D&D.
Perfect.
They are.
No,
They are.
why?
They're little. Okay, Nagnos. Magman are dwarven size, probably like a children dwarf, but they're literal creatures of magma that blow up when they die. That is literally their whole point of existence. And they look absolutely amazing. Like give them a look, see if you got the chance. But like they're adorable, and they also look like little tiki creatures. So I just imagine them going around.
The reason why I feel this concept would be perfect for a one shot is because if we made this a campaign, it would be insanely repetitive.
Oh yeah.
Unless the campaign's end goal is to break the cycle, because the story of the actual minigame is the 3 heroes are stuck in a time loop where they're constantly defending their shrines against zombies, and they just keep dying over and over and over and over and over again, and they keep respawning. They defend, they die, respawn, defend, die, respawn, defend, die. The same Jimmies are dying over and over again.
No, Jimmy!
Right?
Jimmy!
Gimme!
Right? So
The Gibby orphan.
if that's the only way it would turn into a campaign, is if people want to try to break the cycle, right? Yeah. But I personally think a full combat, limited class, limited race campaign is not fun.
Which is why it's a one shot.
That's why I would prefer as a one shot, and a one shot that can be replayable, because every event is different, right? Remember how I listed before monsters even get released, there's so many pre-events that can happen, right?
Yeah, you just roll on the die and you just see what comes
Mhm.
out.
Exactly. So that's why I can have the potential of running this one shot multiple times. It's reusable. It's a reusable one shot. Instead of it being a campaign, it can be a reusable one shot.
Yeah, I
So
I love it just because it's the pure fact of you're giving a really easy introduction into just the system of D&D. What is your action? What would you like to do? Do you have a bonus action? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
and of course I do want to add some of my own homebrew systems into it, because there is stuff and there are actual mechanics. Remember I said there's actual mechanics. There's stuff like proc rolling. What proc rolling is it's basically a temporary rage. In the game, it's 1.2 second strength buff that one shots monsters. And you keep rolling it. The cooldown refreshes until you run out of monsters to hit or you miss. Well, in Minecraft, you don't miss, you just run out monsters. Brutes has a super proc where he can kill up to tier 2 monsters with it.
Okay.
So regular dwarves who have a rune blade that specifically is able to roll can do tier 1, and then Bruce can do tier 2. And then we have paladins, AoE, hammer, berserkers. They just have a larger rage. They can't roll, but they rage for longer. Stuff like that.
It'd be interesting to see, and I'd like hell yeah, dude. Always put your own homebrew in there. Like I put in literal spell creation into my homebrew.
Mm-hmm.
Like they gathered around a source of magic, and they're just like, oh, I want to put
Nisavin
this
the
spell,
wizard.
this spell.
Nisavin the wizard's gonna be the fun one, because he has a gun that's both a melee and a ranged gun or a weapon. He can proc roll tier 1 monsters with his gun. Plus he can shoot his gun and enable a proc to roll after getting a kill with his ranged weapon. Yep.
Oh. Okay.
Yep.
I was missing out, man. Fuck. God damn.
And he has a wand of limited probabilities, wormhole, which basically in an AoE brings every hordes of monsters together, does a little bit of damage. There's Tinder Flame that I renamed Geyser because the gun's name is Tinder Flame as well. Basically lava geysers that come out and shoot monsters up and they do damage. And then there's Explosion. Big blow up.
What could that be, Dio?
I wonder.
Oh, dude.
Anyway, we've made it. We're a little bit past the 12er now. We've hit our mark. I've got on. I've rambled quite a bit.
Yeah, it was fun.
Draven, thank you
Great.
for joining us in the pod.
Absolutely.
Hell
It was
yeah.
wonderful to have you. It was honestly wonderful to have you.
It was a fucking treat. Yeah.
I am so
Yep.
happy I was here. I'm happy I could take station amongst your ship. I must go out into the next galaxy. I must go discover more places.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I
you're
must go
always
offend
welcome to
more
come back.
people.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, and just radio me whenever you need me, man.
Hell yeah. So, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for coming out to the D.I.P.S.H.I.T.S Podcast. I know I do this outro a lot, but hey, take it easy, everybody. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Reason, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, Twitch. It's
You
all in
can
the
find us
description.
wherever you listen to your
Just-
podcasts.
Just
Out
you'll
in
find
the-
us in the
Out in the
description, right?
streets, the
There's a-
FMs, the
there's-
AMs.
Exactly. There's a link tree down there. Just click it, follow it, love it,
We're
download it,
everywhere.
rate it. We won't tell you what to rate it because we're not allowed to. We're not obligated to tell people what to rate our podcast, but rate it. Give it a rating, whatever you feel like.
Rate it more than one, as one is the limited one.
Well, yeah, one is
One is the base.
one is the
More than
base,
one,
but
at least more than one. Come on,
Just
we've
rate it.
We've at least got that.
Just give us a like rating, follow, all that good shit. But yeah, that's it for us. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. and listen to us. And we'll see you guys on the next episode of the D.I.P.S.H.I.T.S Podcast. Adios.
That's done, yeah.